Have you ever been absolutely convinced that something was wrong, only to find out later that everything was perfectly fine? Sometimes the biggest problem isn't the problem itself, it's what our minds convince us that's happening or what's happening. Something happened to me years and years ago that taught me this lesson, and I still think about it, and that was probably 35 years ago. I was working as a maintenance man at an apartment community, and I've been working there for several years. And there was a woman there that I knew because we used to have to go and do the filters, and so I'd see her maybe quarterly, every couple months. We'd go in her apartment, change her AC filter, pesticide. If she had a maintenance problem, she had something going on, we'd go fix it. So I knew her, and we always talked about her because she was a smoker. And this might make sense in a minute, but I mean, she was a chain smoker, and she'd been in this apartment for years. And the walls that should have been white were not white anymore, they were tan. The curtains, yeah, they were curtains back then, not blinds. She had curtains, and the curtains in the apartment were an off-white when they were new, but they were like a tan color. I mean, the walls of the apartment, it was all just from all the smoking. This might make sense in a minute. She called about her AC not working. So we went over, we checked it, checked the Freon levels, checked everything, checked the evaporator, checked everything we could, changed the filter, and nothing was wrong. We couldn't find anything wrong. So we said, look, we did everything we could, and we can't really find anything, but it should be fine. Well, she called the next day. She wasn't happy. I can't breathe. It's not doing what it used to do. I've been here for years, and I know how this thing works, and it's just not working like it used to. So we went over again, looked through the whole system, checked everything. Everything worked out perfect. Everything was working perfectly. Nothing was wrong with this AC. We couldn't find anything wrong with this AC. And we were like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna tell her? Because she's convinced that something is wrong. Well, we said we looked around, we did a couple little things, hopefully it's gonna get better, which we didn't do anything. The next day she called again, and now she's getting a little upset. So now we have a problem on hand. Not only is our maintenance supervisor getting irritated with us because we're not fixing the problem, but we're trying to tell him there's no problem. And the manager is telling us, you need to do something. We're like, but there's nothing wrong with it. You don't understand, there's nothing wrong. Well, something must be wrong because she's complaining. So we went back again, and we didn't know what to do. We're walking over to her apartment going, man, what are we gonna do? We get to her apartment, and I was a young kid at the time. This was 35, 40 years ago. I was a young kid, probably 19, 20 years old. So the assistant supervisor was with me. So we're looking at the system, and we're just kind of like shaking our heads, thinking, what are we gonna do? And I said, hang on a second. So I started tapping on things. I started, shaking things and kind of grumbling. Oh, wait a minute, hang on. Doing stuff like that and going, I got it. I think I got it. Just kind of under my breath, but loud enough for her to hear me. Tapped a little bit more, walked outside like I went to get something, came back in, tapped a little bit more. This went on for like 10 or 15 minutes. When we were done, I went out and I said, I felt kind of bad in a way, but I said, look, everything, found the problem, got it fixed. It should be way better than what it's been doing. And just, let us know if it happens again. If it's not cooling, just let us know. Do you know she called the next day? She called the manager and wanted to thank the manager that we did such a great job, that her air conditioner has never been that cool. She can breathe now, she feels better, and she just was so thankful that we fixed her air conditioner. And she lived there for years after that and never complained about her air conditioner ever again. As I've gotten older, I realized that we do this all the time. We convince ourselves that our health is worse than it's ever been, or something's wrong. We think somebody is upset with us when they really aren't upset with us. We just make things up in our head. We think we're failing, when in reality we probably aren't. We might even be winning, but we think it's failure. We think the future's gonna be terrible, just making things up in our heads. Sometimes we just create problems that never existed in the first place. And I'm guilty. I do this stuff to myself sometimes. Catch myself as I've gotten older, and I think about that story, about that woman. way back years and years ago. Our minds are powerful enough to create stress, powerful enough to create worry, and sometimes powerful enough to create relief. Sometimes we need to stop and ask ourselves, is something really wrong, or have I convinced myself that something's wrong? What I've kind of learned over the years is don't let a temporary thought become a permanent worry. Our minds are wonderful tools, but sometimes they can fool us. Have you ever convinced yourself that something's wrong, but in the end found out that everything's just perfectly fine? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, if you've got something something similar, let me know in the comments. Love to hear from you guys. All right, that's gonna do it. Love you guys, and you know what to do. It's free. Come on, subscribe and hit that like button and give me a thumbs up. Thanks, guys. All right, I'll see you later.